You know what? I feel really bad for the Fantastic Four. I mean, they're Marvel's first family, and they're what put Marvel on the map back in the 60s, and they're one of Stan Lee's first favorites. But man, have their movie has gotten worse and worse and way worse over the year that they've been making Fantastic Four movies by Constantine and Fox. But all of that started with 1994's Roger Corman's Fantastic Four film. This ain't gonna be too long. Let's just talk about this film very quickly, cause, whew, if I'm gonna be completely honest, this is probably the best attempt at a Fantastic Four movie out of the four movies we have had. Don't get me wrong, this is a terrible, terrible movie, just like the other ones. Well, Four Stick being the worst, but anyways, this is probably the best at adapting the characters with comparison to the other Fantastic Four movies that we have had. And this is a movie that was not released at all. This movie, you can watch it online, or you can find a bootleg DVD of it on eBay or whatever. And this movie was on a budget of $1 million. That low for a movie with the Fantastic Four, one of Marvel's most iconic characters. This movie has a budget of $1 million, but at least it shows it. Unlike the other three movies that we've had after this, that are big budget Hollywood films, which is this is pretty laughable when you think about that. I mean, a movie with a budget of $1 million basically shows its budget compared to the other ones. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Of course, you guys know the origin of the Fantastic Four. You know, Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Ben go out to outer space, and the way that was handled, like, Ben and Reed come to the Storms family's house, and, you know, they ask Johnny and Sue's mother, say, hey, can they go to outer space with us? And they're like, okay, sure, even though we haven't seen you guys in like 10 years. They go to outer space, you get their powers, Ben becomes a thing, Reed becomes Mr. Fantastic, Sue becomes the Invisible Woman, and Johnny becomes Human Torch. Basically, you know the basic origin of the Fantastic Four. Get hit by cosmic rays, or in this movie, it's a colossal that Doctor Doom had when him and Reed were in college together, and he wants to get revenge on Reed because of the accidental apparent death that he had 10 years ago. And yeah, this movie is a terrible, 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 terrible movie. But like I say, this is the best Fantastic Four movie. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So you gotta just go with it. And it's a basic. This movie is an example of a B movie. This is a B movie. From the dark and grainy looking picture quality, from the awful special effects, and the stiff and awkward acting in this film, this is a prime example of a B movie. And it probably goes to the same line as, say, as the 90s Captain America movie, where this is just a B movie in general as well. And this movie, just when you like watch this movie, you'll be like, oh my god, this is just so terrible. And this movie has, like, just like the 90s Captain America movie as well, like, stuff just happens. Like, Sue makes the Fantastic Four suit already, like, Victor Von Doom becomes Doctor Doom already, and just it's just oh my goodness, like, what were these studios thinking when making this film? And I know this was 94, and so many other great movies came out around this time, so I'm not even gonna, like, complain all much about it, I would say. Or, what am I saying? I should complain, because this is the Fantastic Four we're talking about. Well, think about the Fantastic Four now, it's like, very, like, they're viewed as a lavish stock compared, like, since we have the movies, but it's like, at their first attempt of Fantastic Four, same thing goes with this, even though they had TV movies of Captain America before this movie. You should at least give them the same respect as, like, say, Batman or Superman, where those guys had great movies, but they went downhill afterwards. But that's not really the point. The point I'm trying to make is that give the Fantastic Four as much respect at as much recognition as they should be treated as, like, they should get great movies as a Batman and Superman. Even in Ninja Turtles, too, when that movie came out in 1990, well, Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four, I should say, it's this is just one of those stupid movies you watch on a Friday night, have your friends, have some Coca-Cola, have some pizza, and you just laugh at how terrible it is. But when Ben finds out he has turned into the Thing, and when he looks in the mirror and he goes, "Look at me!" Ah! That's that scene alone is just, oh my god, that is the best scene in this entire film. Probably the most iconic scene in this film. And and at the end of the movie where all of a sudden Reed and Sue gets married, even though they barely had any chemistry in this film, which I also found creepy because Sue had a crush on Reed when she was like 15 years old and 10 years later. It's sort of awkward in it when they meet again, and then after they get their powers, or after they defeated Doctor Doom, they get married, which is like, oh my god, this is terrible. They're just really want to get this movie made. And when they get into their limousine, when they just married limousine, when Johnny and Ben wave it down, and Reed pulls out his elastic arm and his waist back, I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. Oh, Fantastic Four. And I'll also say this. It was probably the best attempt at Doctor Doom in any of the Fantastic Four films. But that's not saying much at all, since he is just as terrible as bad as Julian McMahon in the first two Tim Story films, and whatever Toby Kebbell was in Fantastic, he is probably like the best Doctor Doom we've had, because at least this is close to Doctor Doom in the comics, but he is just as bad, as terrible as those others two, which I'm just like, oh, Fantastic Four, like, you guys can never get a break. And this first film, even though it was the first film, this was a starting point, and it gets worse and worse after worse, like I said before. Guys, I don't know what else to say about the Corman Fantastic Four film that nobody's ever said. It's infamous for how bad it is. It's laughably terrible. It's probably the best attempt at a Fantastic Four movie, I guess. And there's also a documentary on the making of this film and the sort of legacy of this film, I guess, that I want to check out, called Doomed. So I do want to check that documentary out. It's probably better than this movie. But yeah, but hopefully one day down the road, this Marvel has the rights, so we'll probably get a good Fantastic Four film, because honestly, I'm just gonna stick with this and the Corman movie. As a matter of fact, all these movies suck. All the Fantastic Four movies suck. So, hopefully Marvel just make a good Fantastic Four movie. Please, Marvel. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Marvel, one day down the road, please make a good Fantastic Four film. In the meantime, my next reviews are going to be the Blade films. And oh boy, I've been wanting to talk about these movies for a while. Well, at least the first two. So look forward for the review, guys, for the Blade trilogy. And thank you so much for watching, guys. And have you seen the Corman's Fantastic Four film, and why would you ever? Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you're new to my channel and you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.